Welcome to the demo training video for Lightroom CC for form portfolios. This video will focus on the mobile version of Lightroom CC, which we think has a great interface and functionality for working with Lightroom. So if you haven't already downloaded and installed the Lightroom CC app, please do so. Then launch Lightroom CC, and it'll ask you to sign in, and you can sign in with the credentials that we provided to you via email. Now, once you're signed in, you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen is your basic navigation, and on the right-hand side are the thumbnails. And I can scroll through the thumbnails. Right now, we're looking at all of the photos, but you'll see below that there are albums. Albums are a great way to organize and navigate through an archive. If I tap onto the Form Portfolios CC album, you'll see again all of the images in the Jens Rism archive. As we add additional designers and additional collections, we'll create albums for those designers, and that's how we'll organize and navigate the images. If I tap on an image, it'll increase that to a larger size. I can then tap again, and it'll increase it to the largest size. I can pinch and zoom if I want to zoom into any details. Let me tap again to return. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see there's a navigation to scroll through thumbnails, and I can tap on an image from there. Now, if you want to hide that scroll bar navigation, you can simply tap that arrow key on the bottom right to hide that. If I want to look at the information and metadata associated with this image, I'm going to tap the I symbol in the bottom right. That'll bring in the information tab. Here you'll see the title field, caption, copyright, the ratings, which are between 1 and 5 stars, the pick flag, which is with a check mark, the reject flag, which is with the X mark, and then there's some additional technical metadata displayed. We're using the caption field as a basic description of what the image is, and that is usually taken directly from, in this case, this drawing. We have Control Desk New Canaan Library. So that's the information that we've put into the caption field. And if I scroll through, you'll see that we've captured, in this case, it's just an acronym because that's the only descriptive information we had from the image. But this field can then be searched upon as well. If I tap on the bottom right to the Keywords tab, you'll see that drawings have, or all of the images have basic level 1 metadata, in this case, drawing and furniture. And let me show you the comment tab. The comment tab is very helpful if you want to ask questions, like in this case, we have a drawing that has no information whatsoever on it in terms of a description. So we've added the comment, "What's this?" To add a comment, you simply tap the comment symbol at the bottom, type in your comment, and then click post. In this case, I'm going to cancel because I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else might know what this is. Now, for keywords, you'll see that we've already attributed level 1 keywords here to the keywords field. But there is a bug in Lightroom that doesn't conform to our way of working with keywords in FileMaker, and it's also not the standard way of working with keywords. So what we recommend is, if you would like to add keywords, if you could please put those into the title field and separate them with a semicolon. So for example, this is Sketch 1 Gaylord. And the keywords are drawing furniture. Thinking that, for example, I could add a keyword to here because this is a desk. So it says Control Desk Canaan Library, but which is able to be searched upon, but you could add the keyword desk, and you could add the keyword library if you felt that was important. There's a way to filter by those keywords. By tapping on the filter icon at the top right, it'll bring up the filter menu, and I can filter by ratings, I can filter by flags, and I can filter by the keywords that we've attributed to the images. If I tap on keywords, I can scroll down and look at the keywords and how many times those have been attributed to images in the archive. Let me show you, let's see, how about price list? So there are 319 images that have the keyword price list. And now that I've selected that, you'll see price list as a term comes up and is displayed at the top, and it shows me 319 have been found. Now, a great way to navigate is to create an album based upon a search term that you're going to be using frequently. So if you feel that price list is something that you're going to search for often, what I would do is filter by this keyword and then create an album of these images. So to select an image, you just tap and hold down on an image thumbnail, and it goes into the selection mode. You can continue to select images one by one. You can also select images, multiple images, by dragging. Or if I want to select all 319, I'm just going to tap on that checkbox. It'll show me that all 319 have been selected. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see I can then add those to an album. In this case, I'm going to tap the plus sign and create a new album called Price List. And then now that it's created, I'm going to add, and it'll show me that 319 photos have been copied to the Price List album. So if I'm done looking at this filter keyword, so I'm going to X out of that. And now I'm back to looking at all the images. So if I just tap on the price list album, in one tap, I immediately have all of those images available. So what we'd like to get is your feedback about common search terms that you think you'll frequently be searching on, and we can create albums based upon those. All right. Next, I want to show you if you were to happen to come across an image which was rotated in the wrong direction. So it was oriented upside down and it needed to be rotated. What you need to do is simply tap on that image, and then on the right-hand side navigation, third from the top, is this crop and rotate menu. And under rotate and flip, you can simply rotate and flip images if you were to find one that needed that, and then just click done. So that's an easy way to fix that. Another nice thing is to be able to then download an image. So let me go back, and let's say go to here, and let's pick a nice drawing. Let's say we wanted this control desk, needed to download this and share it with someone. If I tap the share button at the top of the screen, I can save that image to my camera roll on the iPad, or I can save it to files in the cloud. If I tap Save to Camera Roll, it'll ask me what size image. I'm going to choose maximum, and it's automatically going to save that to the camera roll on the iPad. Now these are JPEG images that you'll be downloading. If I wanted to save it to the cloud, then it's going to bring up the options that I have set up in the cloud, for example, Dropbox, iCloud, Drive, Creative Cloud, etc. And we can help you set that up if you'd like. Let me show you a couple other nice ways to customize the layout. If I tap on the three dots at the top of the screen, I have the ability to view options, and this will allow me to change the size of the thumbnails. Or I can also show information overlays, for example. So photo information, the name of the file, the resolution or the pixel size. If there were flags and ratings, I could show those. And I'm just going to turn that off for now. And if you did want to sort by a different criteria, you do have the ability to sort by modification date, import date, file name, etc. Let me show you a very useful tool for reviewing all of the comments that have been made about images in the archive. If you tap the top left button to return to the main page, and tap the three dots, the top right, and then tap Activity, you'll see all of the comments that have been made, and those are in the order in which they were posted from most recent to oldest. So for example, I can tap on this one and it'll bring me to that image, and I'm going to tap on the comment tab, and it's asking me casters keyword question mark. Question being, should we have a keyword casters? Is that an important search criteria that you'll be using? So that's a nice way to, again, review all the activity and answer any questions that people have, whether that be between TDAC and you or internally among yourselves. Another nice thing is to be able to share images. So let me tap on an image. Great. And if I wanted to share this image with someone, I can tap Share, select the size, and I have the basic features of sharing, which I can send it via email, via text message. I can airdrop it to somebody else who has AirDrop active. I can also save it to a variety of cloud services. I can save it and print it, etc. So that's a basic feature in most Apple iOS systems. And finally, I'd like to show you how to use the reject flag. And we're using the reject flag, which is the flag with the X mark on it, as a way to flag images which should be removed from the archive. And that might be, for example, blank pages that were digitized in a bound volume, or maybe they're personal images from Jens Rism's family that you don't want in the archive. And you can simply flag those with that check mark, and I'm going to just show you how to do that. So let me scroll through and, okay, great. Well, there's a blank page which can be removed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the Information tab, and then I'm going to tap on the Reject flag, and that's now been rejected. And if I go back to the home page and I click on Filter and I click on the Reject tab, I'll see that there are 11 blank pages which have been flagged with the reject flag, and we can then remove those from the archive so you won't have to see those again. Now we use the pick flag, which is the flag with a check mark, as a way to flag images if, for example, let's say you're working on a presentation and you're selecting images and you want to then share those images with your colleague and get their feedback. So let's say I'm going through and I'm looking at images and I say, oh, you know what? That would be great for the presentation. So I'm going to flag that with the pick flag, which is that flag with a check mark. And then, let's see, let me pick maybe a couple more. Okay, that one would be great too, and that one. And then if I go back to the main screen, click on the Filter tab, and then click on the pick flag, I'm going to see all of the images that were flagged with the pick flag. And then I can get feedback. So for example, I could select these images. I'm going to select all 29 of them. I could then share those with my colleague to get their feedback. And I could do that again via email to the cloud, or I could, if it's somebody who is also using Lightroom CC, I could create an album. So I could add it to an album and say presentation selects. Great. And I'm going to add those. So now I can tap on that album and tap on the three dots next to it, and I can share that album, so I can turn on sharing to make sure that others can share this album as well when they log in. Great. And I can now email or text a link to that album. And here are some sharing options if I wanted to show metadata or not. Great. So that's a great way to flag images with the pick flag and then share them or create an album and share that album. Now I want to take a moment to explain the difference between filtering by a keyword and searching. Lightroom has artificial intelligence built in. And what that AI does is it does intelligent searches based on the content of the images. So basically it does a visual search, and that's not based upon the keywords or the caption or the title. It's literally based upon the visual content of the images. And because of that, sometimes it's not quite as accurate as if you select to filter by a keyword. And let me just show you really quickly. So if I were to do a search for coffee table, it's going to give me a return result of 231 images that it sees as coffee tables. And most of it seems to be relatively accurate, but there may be, again, like this, not sure why it's pulling that up as a hit, but again, that's the AI engine working. So again, this actually does say this is a conference table, not a coffee table. So that's one way you can search, but again, knowing that searching is not going to be as accurate as if, for example, I filtered by a keyword and selected coffee table, and there would be 103 hits, which where we, TDAC, applied the keyword coffee table to the images. So that's a bit about the AI in Lightroom.